All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to go racing here at Homestead Miami Speedway. The season finale will have Patrick Gitter and Kenny Hine Jr. on the front row. Richie Joplin, Blake Vicken have the second row. Brandon Newby and Pudge have the third row. Lonnie Roberts and Brett Edwards on the fourth row. Clay Kirchenbauer currently starts in ninth, and Jeremy Gardner in 10th. BJ Cox in 11th. The Hedgehog starting in 12th. Jeffrey Goodpaster is 13th. Indy starts back in 14th behind his dad. Russell Worth in 15th. Nate Johnson 16th. Blair Patterson 17th. Ryan McDaniel in 18th. Nice Squirrel Girl car there, Kenny Hyde Jr. Jacob Morgan 19th, and 20th is Kevin Bernheimer. Patrick Piper, James Smith 21st and 22nd. Jarrett Woodard 23rd. Jerry Culverbear in 24th, and Colby Whipple rounding out the field in 25th spot. David Michael Lee already cheering on for Team Indy. Trevor Sotheby cheering on Team Depp. Only one cheering for Indy. I'm wondering how many will get out here cheering on Clay tonight. Clay is starting ahead of his son, but Indy was faster in practice, leading the leaderboard for quite a while during practice. Adelaide cheering on Kenny Hyde Jr. here tonight as they come through 3 and 4, getting ready for the pace car. He is dropped in. There is Barney the Flag Man. Green flag in the air for the season finale of the Nowski Retro Truck Series here at Homestead. Off into turn 1 they go. Squirrel Girl and Iron Man battling it out. Iron Man pulls ahead. Patrick did say he had a Tesseract hidden in that car. Down the back straightaway, still too wide. Looks like a couple of guys trying to make something happen early on. Believe I saw Kevin Bernheimer starting to make his way forward. Lap 1 complete. Here they come down into turn 1 and 2 again. Richie Joplin in the Deadpool car up to third now. Has Blake Vicken down to the bottom. A little wiggle out of Vicken. Remember, we'll likely see a lot of wiggles before this one is all said and done with that high track temperature. Patrick Gitter has the lead. Kenny Hyde Jr. in second. Richie Joplin is third. Blake Vicken fourth. Brandon Newby in fifth. Jeremy Gardner is 6th, Brett Edwards 7th, Lonnie Roberts in 8th, Pudge up to 9th now, and PJ Cox in 10th. It actually looks like Pudge might be fading a little bit. Finally gets to the high line, and he starts making his way forward. I don't think they want to make him angry tonight. They wouldn't like him when he is angry. All right, Clay and the Kid. Indy coming down on the bottom. Indy has come by Clay and picked up another spot. Indy now up into 11th. Clay back to 13th. Nate Johnson has crashed. Down the back straightaway, Nate heads off into turn 3. Oh, the 22 was up in the wall. Oh! Nate ends up going for a ride, hard hit down to the bottom, gets it towed to pit road. You got to give Nate credit. He got to pit road very, very quickly, so he wouldn't bring out the caution. But a heartbreak here in the season finale, out of contention already. James Smith in the 22 also has come to pit road. Kenny Hyde Jr. now has to battle with Richie Joplin. But let's check on the battle we know you're watching for. Indy currently in 11th. Indy is back to 12th. Clay in 14th. Clay did say he was just going to be surviving the first half of the race and then kicking it up in the second half. This could very well be a little bit of tire strategy here playing out. And a three-car battle right now. Clay Kirchenbauer, Blair Patterson, and the Hedgehog. And the Hedgehog is way up by the wall, even kicking out a little bit. Some of these guys, if they push too hard through the turns up there by the wall, they'll be dirt tracking it around here tonight. Down the back straightaway yet again, Patrick Gitter has the lead. Kenny Hyde Jr. was battling with Richie Joplin a few moments ago. He has cranked it up a notch since then. He's going for the lead here. Kenny Hyde Jr. down to the bottom in turn one. Patrick Gitter up by the wall. Kenny has a run down on the bottom but does not have the momentum off turn two yet. Still to the inside, manages to hop up, get back in the draft. Brandon Newby back in third, up to third now. Battling with Blake Vicken. Newby tries to clear up the track. Wow, that was a close one. Everybody has to get a little bit evasive there coming off turn two. Brandon Newby now up into third. And Jeremy Gardner took advantage. Wow, look at this battle. Gardner took advantage of the checkup. He came by Vicken. Now Vicken back down to the bottom. He's going to try and retake the spot from Brandon Newby. This is the battle for third, and it's 4 trucks deep. And as they continue to battle, not far behind, Brett Edwards is closing in. And the quick update, Indy Kirchenbauer up to 10th. Clay now up to 12th. So both of those drivers picking up positions here. Brett Edwards continues to close in on the battle in front of him for third. As they go 3 wide through 1 and 2, Richie wisely backs out, slides it up to the top of the track. They get single file for the backstretch. Now Richie down to the bottom. Oh, we've got, is that Newby in the wall? And, oh, a wreck out of turn 4. Caution is out. It looked like Blake Vicken involved and possibly Richie. Let's take a look at what happened here. Newby was up in the wall, had been up running that high line. Oh, then we just have Blake Vicken gets loose, tries to save it. He was in 3 wide, and Clay Kirchenbauer is involved. Russell Worth gets caught in it as well. Just nowhere to go. Ran out of track. A heartbreak for Russell Worth as he had shaken off the bad luck the last few races. Hard on the brakes. Manages to avoid a couple of cars that were stopped. Just ran out of room. Jacob Morgan catches a piece of it. Jacob almost makes it through. A rough start to the night for a few of these drivers. And Kenny Hyde Jr., right before the caution, had taken the lead. We were watching the battle for third, which was just awesome, and Kenny Hyde Jr. manages to slip by Patrick Gitter, taking the lead here early in the race. Everybody is on pit road. Clay Kirchenbauer getting caught in that. He is on pit road as well. But he is now all the way back in 23rd, looking to see if Clay had to tow or not. I don't believe he did. He did have to tow to pit road. So Clay will be, hopefully will not lose a lap in this process. Indy Kirchenbauer, after pit stops, is now up into 7th place. Kenny Hyde Jr. maintains the lead after pit stops. Patrick Gitter in 2nd, Gardner in 3rd, Newby in 4th. Jeffrey Goodpaster in 5th, Blair Patterson now up to 6th, Indy Kirchenbauer in 7th, PJ Cox in 8th, Kevin Bernheimer had been working his way forward, he's up to 9th, and the Hedgehog up into 10th. Richie Joplin back to 11th. Pudge now back to 12th. Lonnie Roberts 13th. Colby Whipple up 11 spots into 14th. Jerry Culver, he is up 9 spots into 15th. He qualified very, very late in the session. Did not get any practice that I saw. So a great run by him so far. While we've got another lap, let's see if we can get a word with our leader. Hey, Kenny, it's Doug. You got me?
I cannot go by the name of Kenny tonight. I'm going to go by the name of Squirrel Girl.
Okay, Squirrel Girl, this is Doug. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Your squirrel power is working rather well so far tonight.
It's from all the acorns I found in the backyard after I got home from work today.
Nice. Well, it is definitely paying off. Can the acorns keep you up front here tonight?
Time will tell. This seems to be a very tire management full race, so we'll see what happens. Only 15, 16 laps in right now.
You got a guy with an arc reactor parked right behind you, and obviously the champion, but you're way up there. You came into tonight 3rd in points and just a few points behind Gardner. Can you get the win and get up to 2nd in points?
I'm going to tell you it's still too early to tell, but definitely going to give it all my effort to try and sneak past Gardner.
Well, good luck tonight, man. Awesome to see you out on track, Squirrel Girl.
Thank you very much. And one real quick shout out, in case I do not speak to you later, is thank you, Colby Whipple, for the paint.
Oh, awesome. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
And a huge shout out to Colby Whipple for that paint. And I believe several others in the field were painted by Colby Whipple this week. So great job, Colby. Pace Truck leads them into 3 and 4. They're getting ready to come down to the green flag again. Gardner up there in 3rd place. Currently 2nd in points. Only 3 points separate Kenny Hyde Jr. and Patrick Gardner. Pace Truck is in. There is Barney the Flagman. They fire. Green flag is in the air. Squirrel Girl out to the lead. Managing to keep Patrick Gitter right behind him. But Gitter looks down to the inside. Out of turn 2. Can't get there. Brandon Newby currently running in 4th. But here comes the newcomer, Jeffrey Goodpaster. He's got to run down onto the bottom, and now Patrick Gitter has Gardner up there as well. Gitter to the bottom as they go off into turn 1. Gardner up high, trying to carry that momentum on that high line. Jeffrey Goodpaster in fourth continues his march. Blair Patterson back in the field. He is up to sixth place after starting in 17th. Always one of the top trucks to watch. Indy Kirchenbauer started 14th, currently in 7th. Clay is back out on track. Looks like 2 laps down at the moment in 22nd. And Jeremy Gardner down to the bottom. He's going for the lead. Oh, Gardner gets wicked loose out of 2. Patrick Gitter drops down to the bottom, gets a run to the inside. Obviously, we've heard that tire wear is going to be an issue here tonight. Guys trying to hold on to it on this hot, slick track. That is definitely going to have, especially these guys who are getting loose everywhere, they're definitely going to have to be careful. Not eat up that right rear tire early in the run. Single file for the top 5, and look who's up to 5th. Indy is on the move. Clay still back in 22nd, 2 laps down, looking for anything he can get to get back to the lead lap. Clay needs a couple of cautions, a couple of lucky dogs to get back up here and challenge his son. Brandon Newby in 6th, Blair Patterson 7th, PJ Cox currently running in 8th. Kevin Bernheimer, one of the biggest movers so far, he is up to 9th. Pudge now back up in 10th. Richie Joplin back in 11th. Blake Vicken currently running in 12th. Jerry Culver up 11 spots to 13th. Colby Whipple is up to 14th now. The Hedgehog has drifted back to 15th. Lonnie Roberts coming underneath, trying to take that position. Patrick Piper currently running in 16th place. Ryan McDaniel 17th. Jarrett Woodard, the last car on the lead lap, in 19th. James Smith, the first car, 1 lap down at 20th. Brett Edwards, 21st. Clay Kirchenbauer, 22nd. Russell Worth back in 23rd. Jacob Morgan in 24th. Nate Johnson appears to be done for the night. And the battle for the lead has not calmed down at all, as the top 3 just continue to swap places, which is allowing Indy Kirchenbauer and Jeffrey Goodpaster to close the gap. Oh! Goodpaster just shot off turn 2 down to the bottom. He's got the run on Indy through into 3 and 4. And they are now up to the lead, the 3 leaders. Can Indy get his first Nowski Nation Truck Series win here tonight? Kenny Hyde Jr. back into the lead. Patrick Gitter still battling it up on the high side. Patrick has the drafting help from Jeremy Gardner. Indy dropping back into 5th place, still holding on to the lead pack. Jeffrey Goodpaster drops in line. All 5 of them single file again for the moment, but 3 distinctly different lines through the turns. Indy did say in practice he was liking running that low line, going to the apex and running it back out. Jeffrey Goodpaster down on the bottom, up to 3rd place now. Gardner still fighting it out. Crystal Kirchenbauer out here cheering on Indy as he continues his march to the front. And I honestly have not seen anybody cheer for Team Clay yet. Chelsea Roberts cheering on Lonnie, who, let's see, where... Lonnie currently in 15th place, starting to make his way back toward the front. Lost a little track position early in the race, but definitely a fast truck. He has been making his way back forward. Squirrel Girl in the lead and a 0.6 of a second lead now as Jeffrey Goodpaster comes by Patrick Gitter on the high side for second place. Gitter now back to third, Gardner in fourth, Indy Kirchenbauer in fifth. Clay got some cheering. Somebody finally cheering for Clay. Clay definitely has a long way to go after being caught in that earlier incident. A couple of well-timed cautions could get him back in the fight, but time will tell. 30 laps into this, the field really starting to settle in as Kenny Hyde Jr. looked like he was having some problems. That truck definitely did not look settled through 3 and 4 last time. Top 5 single file back in 6. It is Richie Joplin and Blair Patterson. Richie was way outside the top 10 on the restart. Back about 14th place. He is on the move. PJ Cox also starting to come forward. Blair Patterson up to 8th. Kevin Bernheimer in 9th. Pudge holding on to the top 10. Trevor has officially switched to Team Clay here tonight. And Brody Kirchenbauer cheering on. He is cheering for Indy here tonight. Jerry Culver has some fans here tonight as well. Jerry up 10 spots into 14th. He's continuing to follow Lonnie Roberts. Those two hooked up and started charging toward the front. Seem to be running pretty similar lines here. And it seems those two hooked up seems to be working rather well. Lonnie less than a second behind the Hedgehog and Colby Whipple and gaining ground on him. Top 4, top 5 really starting to spread out here. Richie Joplin is now caught Indy Kirchenbauer. PJ Cox also there. Bernheimer, Blair Patterson, Colby Whipple now up 15 spots into 10th, has gotten past Pudge. Jeffrey Goodpaster up 11 spots, started in 13th, now running in second place. And here comes Gardner to the bottom, trying to run down Kenny Hyde Jr. Patrick Gitter still right there with him. Get her to the bottom. Can't quite get there yet. Most of these drivers having stopped on lap 13. Tire wear is starting to become an issue. On fresh tires, these guys were running 33.6s last time by. Kenny Hyde Jr. 34.8. Almost every driver losing well over a second, some losing as much as 2 seconds from their fastest lap as the tire wear and fuel starts to burn off. The truck really starting to push. Richie Joplin has gotten past Indy now. Indy back to 6. Richie back in the top 5. Kevin Bernheimer has made his way up into 8th. Colby Whipple is now up into 9th, getting past Blair Patterson. Looks like Blair's starting to fade just a little bit here. Pudge now going to the high side to see if he can do something with Blair. He's got the nose in down the front straightaway. Sends it off into turn 1. Way up by the wall. Kenny Hyde Jr. now has a 1 second lead over this battle behind him as Patrick Gitter is going back for second place. That's allowing Goodpaster Richie Joplin an opportunity to close back up. We're getting word Russell Worth's steering wheel is broken. That's not good. Richie Joplin, Jeffrey Goodpaster still going at it. Richie Joplin now to 4th, Jeffrey to 5th. Indy Kirchenbauer back to 6th, PJ Cox in 7th, Kevin Bernheimer 8th, Colby Whipple up 16 spots into 9th. I do believe Colby Whipple is the biggest mover of the race so far. I wonder if that truck, that Thor Love and Thunder truck, is being powered by Stormbreaker. Just saying, anything's possible. But for now, at least, it is squirrel power. Holy cow! Kenny Hyde Jr., that truck is really getting loose off of turn 4. Looks like he's had to adjust his line a little bit from what we saw him running earlier just to keep the tail end underneath of it. But that truck is really starting to fade. 30 laps on this set of tires. We should start seeing green flag stops before too terribly much. Holy cow, Kenny! We did say late in the run some of these guys would be dirt tracking it around here. Kenny is definitely dirt tracking it. Patrick Gitter saw the opportunity. He drops down to the bottom. And Patrick Gitter goes back to the lead. Kenny Hyde Jr. now in 2nd place. Richie Joplin has charged all the way back up into 3rd. Jeremy Gardner in 4th. Jeffrey Goodpaster in 5th. PJ Cox in 6th. Indy up to 7th. And our first pit stops have begun. Colby Whipple, Blair Patterson, both on pit road. I don't think Squirrel Girl's done with Iron Man. Holy cow! He literally pushed him off into 3 that time. Looks like Jarrett Woodard is now on pit road. James Smith, Jacob Morgan also on pit road. Jeremy Gardner, Kevin Bernheimer have come to pit road. Jerry Culver, Ryan McDaniel on pit road now. Richie Joplin, as Patrick Gitter comes in, Richie Joplin comes by and takes the lead. Jeffrey Goodpaster staying out. He is in second. The Hedgehog now up into 3rd. The Hedgehog way up top. Patrick Gitter. Wow. I think that 86 truck might have just gotten into the wall. The handling on that truck is definitely going away. It definitely has developed a push. Richie Joplin goes to pit road. The lead goes to Jeffrey Goodpaster. And here comes Jeremy Gardner, who once pit stops are completed, he will be the leader. That is the difference between old and fresh tires right there. Gardner flies by. But the fastest lap of the race so far was just set by the 91 Dodge of Blair Patterson. Jeffrey Goodpaster still staying out, hoping for a caution. He is down to pit road now. The Hedgehog is still out. If he stays out, no, he is going to come to pit road. And that is going to cycle the lead back to Jeremy Gardner. Patrick Gitter will be in second. Pudge will be up to 3rd now. Kenny Hyde Jr. currently will be 4th. Richie Joplin will be 5th. Colby Whipple 6th. PJ Cox 7th. Blair Patterson 8th. Blake Vicken 9th. Indy Kirchenbauer currently 10th. And Clay is now up to 19th. Patrick Gitter is closing the gap on Gardner. Patrick Gitter down to the bottom trying to reclaim the lead here. Green flag stops have been completed. Clay Kirchenbauer finally on pit road. He is the last car to come to pit road. Oh, look at this battle. Gardner drops back down to the bottom after Gitter gets by. They've got the lap car, I believe, of James Smith just ahead. James up top at full speed, trying to make his way back toward the front. The leaders get by. James slides in behind. Patrick Gitter now back down to the bottom. This battle is good news for Squirrel Girl back in 3rd place, as Kenny Hyde Jr. will have an opportunity to close the gap while they go at it up front. Oh, Jeremy Gardner really pushing it. Pudge now up into fourth. Richie Joplin fifth. PJ Cox leading quite a battle here. And you know, it seems like as good a time as any for you guys to turn the volume up, let me shut up, and crank it up. Huge shout out to Track Cams for Gourmets for these awesome views and that new Crank It Up camera. I absolutely love it. So Patrick Gitter has reclaimed the lead. Gardner in second. Kenny Hyde Jr. is third. Richie Joplin is fourth. Pudge now in fifth. PJ Cox currently sixth. Indy Kirchenbauer, excuse me, up to seventh now. Blair Patterson up to eighth. Colby Whipple in ninth, the biggest mover of the race so far, and Blake Vicken in 10th. Jerry Culver, another big mover, up 13 spots into 11th. Brandon Newby in 12th, Ryan McDaniel currently 13th. Lonnie Roberts continues his comeback, he is in 14th. The Hedgehog in 15th. Jeffrey Goodpaster, after pit stops way back in the field, in 16th, trying to make his way forward. Patrick Piper, 17th. Jarrett Woodard, 18th. Jarrett Woodard is the last car on the lead lap. Then Kevin Bernheimer is the first car one lap down in 19th. James Smith in 20th. Jacob Morgan is 21st. Brett Edwards, 22nd. Clay Kirchenbauer, 23rd. Russell Worth, Nate Johnson, both out of the race. Kenny's truck looking a lot more planted on fresh tires here. And Richie Joplin's charge tonight. He got in a little trouble earlier, went way back through the field, but now has charged his way up to the front. Back up into fourth. Pudge struggled early on, has made his way up into sixth now. He started dropping almost from the drop of the green flag. That first run went way back. And Indy Kirchenbauer just flies by Pudge. He is now back up in sixth. Blair Patterson comes by Pudge. He's up to seventh. Pudge now back to eighth. Colby Whipple in ninth. And Blake Vicken in 10th. Still 18 cars on the lead lap, but the longer this thing stays green, the more cars Patrick Gitter and crew are going to lap. Clay Kirchenbauer already a couple of laps down, but here comes Patrick Gitter. Oh, Clay is in the wall in 3 and 4. He manages to get the truck down out of the racing path, but heavy damage to that truck. And a heartbreak, as we really wanted to see Clay and Indy going at it here tonight. But as of right now, that father versus son battle, the son is currently winning it up in 6th place. And let's be honest, Indy probably has the biggest cheering section in the stands tonight. Patrick Gittert still in the lead, still continuing to lap other drivers. He has just come by Patrick Piper. Patrick currently in 18th spot. Trying to get a look at Patrick's truck just to see what's on it. Was that the Flash? No, that's Shazam. You might be right, Crystal. Clay might have been trying a little too hard to beat Indy. However, I will say, in practice, Indy was really smoking his dad. And he made sure Clay knew about it, which was even funnier. Indy currently running in 6th place. Clay, after that incident, still back in 23rd. The battle we saw for the lead has really broken up now. There is a 2-second gap between Patrick Gittert and Jeremy Gardner. Richie Joplin back in 3rd is closing in on Gardner. And he's got Kenny Hyde Jr. right there with him. PJ Cox not far behind himself. Indy also not far behind PJ. Blair Patterson and Pudge currently running 7th and 8th, continuing to try and run down the leaders. Colby Whipple up to 9th now. Again, Colby, the biggest mover of the race so far, up 16 spots. And Colby's about to pick up another one as he comes under. Pudge is in the wall. I do believe Pudge got the wall in the middle of 3 and 4 there. Trying to get a look at the right side of that truck. Definitely got a little bit of damage on the right rear. Now Jeremy Gardner under attack for 2nd place. Here comes Richie. Richie got the win at Talladega, has had multiple close calls with victory lane since then. His season really came alive after Dega. Richie come into tonight with a 2-point lead over Justin Swafford. Swafford is in race control tonight. So Richie Joplin locks up 5th in points. Swafford had a, 21-point lead over Blake Vicken in 7th. It didn't, coming into the race, it didn't look like Blake could make up enough spots, but currently Blake is running in 11th, so he might be able to pick up 6th from Swafford. The top 4 were locked, first and 4th place were locked in, but Gardner and Kenny Hyde Jr. are still in a tight battle for 2nd in points. Gardner 3rd on track, Kenny Hyde Jr. 4th on track. Gardner just 3 points ahead of Kenny Hyde Jr. It has definitely been an interesting season out of these guys, and it has been a ton of fun Looking forward to Season 2, and from what Pudge has said, there might be some surprises in Season 2. Could we see him go dirt tracking? That's the question I want to have answered. Could they take these retro trucks to please let them take it? Crud, I just completely forgot what track I was thinking of, but it's the one Tony Stewart owns. Let him go to that track. Susan Smith coming in to cheer on the 86, the Hedgehog. He has definitely had a long race. That truck has been having problems pushing into the corners. And here we go. Green flag stops. Number 2 are underway. Jerry Culver punched on pit road. Seems a little bit early. They've only been out there about, well, right just under 30 laps. Kind of did not expect it for a few more laps, but here we go. Blair Patterson on pit road. Oh! The 38 is in the wall. Patrick Piper has a problem on his way into pit road. Let's take a look at that pit road entry. And it looks like I hit the wrong thing. Let's see if I can find that replay here. Patrick Piper getting set up for pit road. You have to come off this track, off the banking, onto the flat, then get woed up. He just gets too hard on the brakes. The back end kicks around, and he hits the barrier. Patrick Gitter, Richie Joplin, Jeremy Gardner, PJ Cox, Indy Kirchenbauer, Colby Whipple, all on pit road. Kenny Hyde Jr. back in the lead. Thank you, Eldora. Yeah, seeing these guys dirt tracking in Eldora would be just amazing. Patrick Gitter is back off of pit road now. Kenny Hyde Jr., Lonnie Roberts, Jeffrey Goodpaster, the Hedgehog have not been to pit road. And here comes Squirrel Girl. Will Lonnie Roberts stay out and lead a lap here? Nope, Lonnie is coming into pit road. Will Jeffrey Good? Yeah, he's going to come down this time. The Hedgehog staying out. Pudge just came off pit road and ran the fastest lap of the race. Looking at some of the lap times here, he ran the fastest lap of the race by quite a bit. Patrick Gitter had the previous fastest lap at a 33.23. Pudge just laid down at 33.09. And the Hedgehog still has the lead. Patrick Gitter in second place, 6 seconds behind. The 86 has not been to pit road yet. As we saw, you have to be very careful getting onto pit road, you could end up in the bush if you're not. Gitter is definitely closing the gap. The Hedgehog currently 35.23 second laps on those old tires. Patrick Gitter over 2 seconds a lap faster. Gardner currently in third. Richie Joplin all over Gardner's back bumper though. A mostly green race here tonight. Only one caution. Kevin Bernheimer up high, not on the lead lap, currently in 19th. Indy Kirchenbauer currently running in 8th. Blair Patterson in 7th. Colby Whipple continues to hold on to 9th place. And here's a real question. Just sitting here thinking about this. Indy has a younger brother. Could we see the entire Kirchenbauer family in a race before too much longer? Could Mom even get in on the racing? Patrick Gitter, a 4-second lead now over Jeremy Gardner. Sorry, 3.5 seconds over Gardner. Richie Joplin, though, looking to the bottom for second place. Out of turn 4, Richie drifts up. He has the room. He is back up to second. Now, can he run down Patrick Gitter? Just over 40 laps to go. The 66 of Ryan McDaniel running that low line, currently in 16th. Hops back up to the high side. And it looks like Gardner almost gets the wall there through 3 and 4. Kenny Hyde Jr. now in 4th. PJ Cox up to 5th. Blair Patterson currently in 6th. Battling with Pudge in 7th place. Indy back in 8th. Loving seeing these guys side by side, giving them an opportunity to close in. Same for Colby Whipple, who has moved up 16 spots tonight, having an amazing run. Blake Vicken back in 10th. Brandon Newby holds 11th. Jerry Culver in 12th. Jeffrey Goodpaster had been up front earlier in the race, has now drifted back to 13th. Lonnie Roberts in 14th, Jarrett Woodard in 15th. So apparently Clay had to drive a full 40 minutes to get into another rig for the chance to race against Indy. As the sun starts to go down here, we may not see the whole family on track before long, but I'm going to suggest a big room in the house, multiple rigs, because there's still an even younger brother. Just saying. Richie Joplin in second has started to close the gap on Patrick Gitter. Gardner in third, still fairly close, and a lot of lap traffic in there to get a little drafting help. Richie might actually be the truck to beat here tonight. Last time by 0.2 of a second faster than the leader. They will have to make one more stop. Most of the drivers stopped around lap 72. We can expect them in around lap 100. Some of them may try and short pit to see if they can get an advantage on fresh tires. Some of them may try and stretch it. This might come down to who has the best strategy at the end of the race. Should start seeing track temperatures cool down a little bit. Track temperature way down from where they started, down to 81 degrees, more grip, more speed. That last set of tires, I guarantee you we're going to see some extremely quick laps. Meanwhile, Patrick Gitter up front continues to put cars a lap down. 14 cars left on the lead lap. Lonnie Roberts currently in 14th. David, I am sure you are right. Crystal, I raised 4 girls. I've had the exact opposite. And trust me, you're better off. Patrick Gitter currently leading. He is coming around the 38. Already a couple laps down. Patrick Piper had a rough pit stop last time by. Richie Joplin closed down to about 3 seconds, but he has stopped gaining on Patrick Gitter, at least for the moment. Richie Joplin seemed to have the short run speed, the most short run speed of anybody, and was gaining quickly on Patrick. Gitter just seems to have more long run speed here tonight. Jeremy Gardner back in third, has drifted back 1.8 seconds. Kenny Hyde Jr. in fourth. PJ Cox currently in fifth. Blair Patterson back in sixth. Indy Kirchenbauer is closing in on Blair. That gap now down to 0.6 of a second and closing quickly. Pudge right there with him in eighth. Colby Whipple still holding on to ninth place. And Brandon Newby back in 10th. And if this goes green to the end, it is going to come down to that last stop. When you make it, what your strategy is, and not making any mistakes getting onto pit road. Should start seeing the final pit stops in the next 5 laps. Might even see a few drivers hit pit road a little sooner. Patterson is in trouble because here comes the kid. Indy Kirchenbauer has now caught up to him, and they have pulled away from Pudge. Indy looking up to the high side through 1 and 2. He's got the nose to the outside of Blair, has the runoff too. They get side by side. Blair not going to give it up easy. Indy drives it deep into 3 and drifts up the track a little bit. Holds on to it. Blair Patterson is on pit road. Indy Kirchenbauer up to 6. Pudge is on pit road. Colby Whipple on pit road. Patrick Gitter in the lead, cannot afford to stay out very much longer. Now the green flag stops have begun. And his lead is shrinking again. Richie Joplin has cut it down to 2 3/4 seconds. Indy Kirchenbauer on pit road for the final time. Jerry Culver on pit road for the final time. Patrick Gitter continues to stay out. Richie Joplin still in second, still closing the gap down. Gardner in third. And remember, the track temperature down dramatically from what we saw in the first half of this race. Brandon Newby on pit road. We're going to see some much faster laps. Here comes our leader. Patrick Gitter is on pit road. Richie is on pit road. Jeremy Gardner, Kenny Hyde Jr. stay out. PJ Cox on pit road. Gardner coming out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Has the lead for the first time tonight, I believe. Kenny Hyde Jr. now comes to pit road. Gardner stays out again. Brandon Newby coming up off pit road. Jarrett Woodard is in. Will Gardner come to pit road this time? He does. Gardner is on pit road. Jeffrey Goodpaster will assume the lead if he does not come to pit road. He's had a couple of different pit strategies here tonight. It'll be interesting to see what he chooses to do here. Lonnie Roberts, oh, look at Brandon Newby just full sending on those fresh tires. That was a gutsy move, and Brett Edwards has crashed. See what happened to Brett. Cold tires. Managing to pull it down right in front of Richie. Just a little kiss on the inside wall, but that ruins his chances for tonight. Meanwhile, Indy Kirchenbauer just turned the fastest lap of the race. 33.04, half a tenth faster than Pudge's fast lap earlier in the race. The top three still have not been to pit road. Lonnie Roberts, the Hedgehog, Jeffrey Goodpaster. Blake Vicken in fifth has not been to pit road yet either. Everybody else has been on pit road. Patrick Gitter is leading the trucks that have been down for their final stop. Blake Vicken is on pit road now. Patrick Gitter now up into third place. The top two still have to pit and are just in front of him. This might get a little tricky. Gitter has to check out the Hedgehog, comes down the track to get past Lonnie. Patrick Gitter slips by and reclaims the lead. Richie Joplin, who will cycle through in second, is 3.5 seconds back with 22 laps to go. Indy Curley being scored in 11th. 3 drivers still need to come to pit road. That'll bump him up to about 8th. 2.5 seconds behind Pudge and Blair. All 3 drivers, Hedgehog, Lonnie Roberts, Jeffrey Goodpaster, now on pit road for their final stop. Richie Joplin in third, almost 4 seconds back. Richie in second, Gardner in third, 3.5 seconds back from Richie. Kenny Hyde Jr. currently in fourth, closing in on Gardner. PJ Cox currently in fifth. Pudge now up into sixth place. Blair Patterson in seventh. Indy Kirchenbauer eighth. Colby Whipple in ninth. And Brandon Newby in 10th. Jerry Culver back up into 11th place. The Hedgehog coming off pit road, he'll be about 12th. Lonnie Roberts coming off in 13th. They come off 13th, 14th, and 15th. Patrick Gitter's lead now 3.8 seconds. Gardner still 3.3 behind him, with Kenny Hyde Jr. right on the back bumper. And PJ Cox not far behind and closing in 5th. Pudge has opened up a small gap on Blair Patterson. They have a little over 1.8 seconds on Indy, but Indy is gaining on him. Patrick Gitter right in the draft of Jerry Culver. Jerry, the last car on the lead lap, in 11th place. Culver, at least for the moment, holding off Patrick Gitter. Patrick, 2-lap fresher tires does not seem like a lot, but it will come into play with 17 laps to go. Richie Joplin in second has closed the gap down to 3.6 seconds. But with 17 laps to go, does he have the speed to get up to Patrick Gitter? Indy Kirchenbauer is continuing to close in on Blair Patterson and Pudge Nowski. Patrick Gitter now has put Jerry Culver a lap down. 10 cars left on the lead lap. Patrick's next target is Brandon Newby. And Richie Joplin utilizing these lap trucks to try and pick up as much time as possible. Still 3.5 seconds back, though. Gardner in third, still has Kenny Hyde Jr. right behind him. PJ Cox now has to... Oh, he is coming through some heavy lap traffic. Pudge Curley in sixth, Blair Patterson in seventh, and Indy has caught him. Indy has now caught back up to Blair Patterson and Pudge. About to see a three-car battle for sixth place. And three distinctly different lines through every turn. Patrick Gitter, meanwhile, continues to go around trying to lap as many cars as possible. He won the first championship, locked it in last week. As they run right now, Kenny Hyde Jr. would take second Jeremy Gardner would take second in points. Kenny Hyde Jr. would take third in points. Pudge has fourth locked up in the points. Richie Joplin will take fifth. Patrick Gitter continuing to lead. He'll come around and get 10 to go this time. To go for Patrick Gitter. Richie Joplin has not gained any more ground. Jeremy Gardner still up in third. He has started to pull a gap on Kenny Hyde Jr. in fourth. PJ Cox is starting to close that gap just a little bit, 2.1 seconds back. Pudge in sixth. Now Indy up to seventh. Blair Patterson back to 8th. Colby Whipple has 9th. And Brandon Newby in 10th. Indy now dropping to the bottom under Pudge, trying to make the pass. And Pudge gets the wall. Indy comes by easily. Blair Patterson now inside. Pudge got the wall again on the front straightaway. Richie Joplin, before the last pit stop, was gaining a lot of time. Had closed into just 2.25 seconds on Patrick Gitter. But the temperature has dropped. The fresh tires have not been kind. Jeremy Gardner in third place, stopped 2 laps after the 2 leaders. And is starting to close the gap on Richie just a little bit. Kenny Hyde Jr. in fourth. Now about to have to deal with PJ Cox as PJ is closing in. Back in sixth, the kid with the biggest fan base in the field, currently in sixth place. Patrick Gitter, 5 laps to go. Richie Joplin has lost the ground to Patrick Gitter here. Four laps to go. Gardner in third, not gaining any more ground on Richie Joplin, at least for the moment. Kenny Hyde Jr. in fourth, PJ currently running in fifth. Indy currently running in sixth, 13 seconds back. He will not be able to pick up any more positions here. Jeremy Gardner has closed into 1 1/4 seconds. White flag is in the air for Patrick Gitter. This will be Patrick Gitter's 10th win of the season. Richie Joplin should hold on to second place. And out of turn 4, it's going to be Patrick Gitter for his 10th win of the season. At the season finale, Richie Joplin comes home in second. Jeremy Gardner is third. Kenny Hyde Jr. in fourth. PJ Cox comes home fifth. And the kid, Indy Kirchenbauer, finishes in sixth place. Let's see if we can talk to some of the drivers. Hey, Jeremy, it's Doug. You got me?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, a great race. How many more laps did you need to catch Richie?
Maybe 1 or 2. I was catching him. I was trying to save as best as I could. I didn't run the inside all night, and I finally started running when the track got cold. It stuck pretty well, so I stuck with it.
Well, you do come home with second in points as well as a third place finish tonight. You got to be happy with the season overall.
Yeah, it's not first, but I'll take second. That's why I was trying to hold Kenny off. But yeah, it's been a pretty good season. A lot of good guys and a lot of fast guys in here, so appreciate them letting me come in and race with them every week.
Well, man, it has been an awesome season. Congratulations on the third place finish tonight, second in points. Great job, man.
Appreciate it.
Richie Joplin comes home in second. Hey, Richie, it's Doug. You got me?
What's going on, Doug?
Hey, the lights going down really seem to be bad for you. You were one of the fastest on the long run when the sun was out, but after the lights went down, you just didn't have the same speed.
Yeah, I liked it better when it was a little warm. So,
You were
oh well.
that last run before the final pit stop, and you closed down over 2 seconds on Patrick Gitter. It looked like you might be giving him a run for his money for the win.
Yes, I liked it better the track hot. I seemed to drive it better when it was hot. But it got cold. It got too tight for me. So, oh well.
Well, man, it
I
was
about got it.
you did about get it, and man, it was overall it was a great season for you. Since that win at Talladega, you've done nothing but charge forward every single race.
Yes, I did. I tried to get up there so I could race with Pat and all of them and kind of stay close in the points, but it did not work out.
It was still a great finish of the race, a great finish of the season. Man, congratulations. Great job.
Thank you.
And before we talk to our winner, let's see if we can get a quick word with Indy. Hey, Indy, it's Doug in the booth. You got me?
Yes, I gotcha.
Hey, first off, congratulations. You beat your dad.
Yep, by 66 laps.
Somehow I knew you'd be counting. Can we expect to see more of you versus your dad in the near future?
Well, it depends if Daddy wants to get his butt kicked.
Well, good luck. I really hope to see this again, and keep it up. You did a great job tonight, man.
Thank you.
Indy is definitely going to be one to watch in the future. All right, let's talk to our winner. Hey, Patrick, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, Doug, I got you.
All right, 10th win of the season. You got the championship last weekend, but you just couldn't leave well enough alone, could you?
Well, it was. I really enjoyed this race. This is a great track, man, just to build on anything. I mean, tire management, lane choice. Like I made a mistake first green flag run. I was running the high side here and didn't realize how much it was wearing out the right front. So I was like, all right, I got to change something with my line, and started just taking a wider arc, both sides of the track, trying to save tire, and it just kind of worked out.
Man, it definitely worked out. 10 wins. What an awesome, and dominant season. Next season, do you plan on doing the same kind of thing?
Man, as long as they'll continue to have me, I'd love to run or, help out with race control, whatever I can do. This is just, can't say enough good things about this community, man. I've learned everything I know about iRacing from these guys, and it's just an honor to run with these guys. So I look forward to what's to come, and everybody watching, check out Nowski Nation, iNation. It's where these guys home. It's where we've all kind of gotten to know each other, and just a huge respect to Pudge Nowski for putting this league and this series together, and the guys that ran race control. I mean, they had such a huge part in it. Auto Cruz, Dean Webb, Justin Swafford, those guys, kind of swapped in and out as they needed to. So really, just awesome work by the whole group, and it was an honor to race with these guys.
Well, man, congratulations. A great season. Looking forward to seeing how your next one goes.
Yep, appreciate it. Thanks for broadcasting, Doug. You did a hell of a job. We appreciate it.
My pleasure, buddy. Patrick Gitter gets the win. 10 wins on the season, gets the championship. And let me double check, David. I do believe Indy did have the fastest lap of the night by 5/100ths of a second over Pudge. So yeah, Indy Kirchenbauer gets the fastest lap of the night. What a great night for the kid. Great job by all the drivers. What an awesome season. Look forward to more information coming about a second season. And always follow us on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all the things. This video will be on YouTube here in just a little bit. You don't want to miss that. All the previous races are on YouTube as well. You can go back and rewatch them. Looking forward to next season, and looking forward to tomorrow night for some dirt racing with the American All-Stars as they have their final recruitment race before the new season begins. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you drop by all the races, drop in, comment, say hello. We appreciate the Nowski Nation community and appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great night.
Doug. He's out.